Hello, everybody. Welcome to Intuitive Flow with Yvette. I am so excited to introduce Karen Pringle to you. She is phenomenal in what she does. I'm not going to give it away. I would like to give it over to her to tell us who you are, what you do, how do you help humanity, how do you serve with purpose and with absolute joy. Tell us all the things, Karen. I can't wait. I can't wait to get into your story.
Hi, Yvette. Thank you so much for inviting me to this interview. I absolutely love what you're doing for everyone. So I'm an emotional intelligence coach, and I use tapping in my sessions with my clients. So I help people who basically feel stuck in their lives, and then I teach them how to feel and move through emotions. And I feel very strongly about working with the body first. So working from the bottom up as opposed to the top down, for me, is very key to healing.
Right. I love that. That is so different, like working from the bottom up.
Yeah.
So from you love working from the top. Yeah, I love that. And I love that you say you love working with the body first. Tell me a little bit more about that. What does that mean? As opposed to another coach that does.
Yeah. So look, working with the body first. So we store all emotions are stored in the body. So when I'm doing a tapping script with someone, I like for them to be able to go into their body and feel where they're feeling those emotions. There's that saying, a felt sense, which is becoming more and more obvious in the healing industry, that's where we need to go in order to move through our emotions. So that's what it means by working from the body, from the bottom up.
Okay. And then if you say EFT, tell us what it is. If there's a first time person on and I go, what are you talking about? What does it mean? Is it like my literal bottom that I have to unclench?
Well, it's definitely not when you go to the bank and you do an EFT. That's not what it is. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah. So EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. So basically, it's a science-based modality that works similar to acupuncture, but there's no needles. All right. So it's a simple technique where you tap using your fingers on acupressure points on the body and the face. This stimulates the meridians that run through our bodies and unblocks stuck energy. This then reduces cortisol levels. So we all know that cortisol is our stress hormone, okay, bringing our bodies back to a state of well-being. So that's the idea with the tapping. Science studies are starting to see a huge correlation between the mind and the body, and that working with our body and our brain is key to healing. So you've heard the saying, we need to feel in order to heal.
Right. Yeah. Because when
So
you
that
block
is
those
huge.
emotions, what happens? I honestly believe addiction happens because you're trying to numb. So it's either eating or drinking or drugs or shopping or whatever your addiction is, sleeping even. Scrolling on Facebook is becoming, all social media is becoming an addiction, right? And I feel it's like just to suppress those emotions. You don't want to feel it because it hurts when you feel. And what you're doing in such a beautiful, loving space is it doesn't have to hurt when you're dealing with those emotions. That's so beautiful. So what kind of results do you get for your people?
Look, I mean, everyone is different. Their experiences are different. But you'll notice when someone is tapping, emotions will suddenly surface. And being able to have that awareness that this emotion has surfaced, and then you can tap on it to bring the intensity of it down. A lot of it is through childhood trauma. So we all have some kind of childhood trauma, whether it's a big trauma or whether it's a little trauma, it's there. And what I'm finding more and more is that we need to go back there in order to work through what it is that you experienced as a child, because whatever you experienced now as an adult, it's familiar to you. Okay. So
Yes.
being able to recognize that, then tap on whatever it is that comes up to help you move through those emotions, allows you to reduce the intensity of that emotion and help you have a better understanding.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So what were struggles like before you even knew about tapping? Where were you? If you can tell us like a little bit about your background, struggles you overcame, how did you even land in being a tapping coach? How did it that you didn't know that when you were a teenager, right? It was a job
No,
uncreated
not
back
at
then.
all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
So how did that happen?
the biggest struggle for me when I was younger was learning to um, just stop taking things so personally,
Oh,
number one. And then the other thing for me was anger outbursts, which I seemed to struggle with quite a bit when I was younger. And I remember a specific incident where I read an article in a magazine, and one sentence stood out for me. And that was, in any given moment, you have absolute control over your reactions. And that was an aha moment for me, because from that moment on, I understood that if I was going to have that outburst, I was in control. And that helped me work through that. Um,
wow.
so, look, it hasn't been an easy road for me, and I continue today to be open to learning and growing. Um, I believe that we all on a constant journey of self-discovery, and I often tell people that you never stop learning and growing. You,
Never. Not a
it'll be
chance.
till the day you die, you will
Yeah.
continue to learn and grow, and that's what healing is. You know.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Peeling back the layers, bursting open, healing, getting to a new level, do it all over again.
Absolutely, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And
So,
yes, so how did you discover tapping? Like how did
well,
like, that land in your lap?
I'll kind of start from the beginning. So, I mean, growing up, I felt like the black sheep of the family.
Were
I
you a middle
rebelled.
child?
Yeah, I rebelled in school, much to
Oh,
my mother's
really?
horror, and gave her many,
Really?
many gray hairs. Um, but I always knew in my heart that I had something unique and that I needed to do something where I was helping others. So I studied reflexology in 1993. We're going way
Wow.
back now. Okay. And
Wow.
I actually did that for a year. I absolutely loved reflexology. And that
Wow.
just I think that is what got me hooked on the healing journey that I then went on. And then I started working for a health and beauty school, and I did aromatherapy. So I was exposed to that and massage. And then going on a little bit further, in 1998, I bought my first book called The Game of Life and How to Play It by
Yes.
Florence Scovel Shin. She wrote this book in 1925.
She's actually on audio on YouTube that I
Yeah,
have put on audio every morning for like, especially last year. Brilliant book. Anyone watching, go and get the book, listen to the audio. I promise you exactly what Karen is
yeah,
saying, going to change your life. It's just shifting a perspective on
yeah.
how to play this game of life, right?
Her other book, Wisdom, which is
Yes.
is a combination of all her books, is also
Really?
amazing.
Oh,
Yes. So that was
interesting.
written a little while after that first book that I read. But that was when I was first exposed to the power of manifestation, which is what you do so beautifully.
Oh,
Um,
thank
yes.
you.
So, um, but yes, I mean, that was at that time, just that kind of created a shift for me in what I then continued to do. But then in 2010, I got divorced, and I decided to do life coaching. So I studied the Louise Hayes life coaching, all her philosophies, her Heal Your Body book and Heal Your Life
Yes.
books, which
Yes.
I absolutely loved. And then during that time, I also became a Reiki practitioner.
Lovely.
Yeah, so that
When
was,
I met you, also, I don't even
yes.
know how many moons ago now, but when I met you, I remember you doing coaching on young girls,
Mm,
teenagers, if I'm right. Yes, see, that's when I met you.
yes.
That's also unbelievable. I mean, to have the courage to go into a teenager's mind
Yeah.
and try to shift them,
Yeah.
it's
But I think that's my
beautiful.
passion. I love working with children. I really do, and especially teenagers. Um,
Wow,
they have so much to teach us. They really do. Mm.
right.
But yes, I did teenage workshops for a while. That didn't last long. Um,
Oh,
and then, of course, I moved to Bedford View, and then I watched my first tapping summit in 2021. And
right.
that got me hooked. When I started doing that tapping and I realized how it worked on you and how it could help you work through anger, work through sadness that you're experiencing, any kind of resentment, all that
Mm.
stuff, procrastination, how you could work through that with your tapping. I was absolutely hooked. And that's why I then introduced it into my life coaching. And I haven't looked back.
I'm sure. I'm sure. So, could you give us a little demonstration? Like you don't have to go into anything like in depth, like just the outline of what it is that you do in your session. So, how does this tapping work? Are there specific spots you tap on? Is there a specific pattern? Can you go out of the pattern? Can like what? Just a little bit in a nutshell. Tell us what does it look
So
like?
yeah, I'll demonstrate to you like the 9 points, and then when I've shown it to you, then we'll do a little bit of a tapping script. So you can tell me if there's anything that you want to work on, or otherwise I can just do a general tapping script around stress and anxiety.
Yeah, stress and anxiety is great. My audience, particularly, are female entrepreneurs. So stress and anxiety is high.
Yep.
There's always like money blocks, visibility blocks, imposter syndrome, that kind of thing, which stress and anxiety is high. So,
Yeah.
that's
Okay, so
umbrella.
then
So that's
we'll do a
perfect.
little mini tapping script on that. But first I'll demonstrate to you the
Okay.
9 tapping points. So we
Okay.
start off on the side of the hand. Okay. So it's just tapping there. I'll just show you where they all are. Then it's on the eyebrow, the start of the eyebrow, just using 2 fingers, you tap. Okay. Then you go to the end of the eyebrow on the side of the eye and you tap there. Then it's under the eye, and then it's under the nose, under the mouth, and then it's the collarbone. So you'll feel there's this bone here of your collar, and then you just go down slightly and you tap over there. It doesn't have to be specific, okay?
Mm-hmm.
As long as
Okay.
you're tapping in that specific, I'm just saying not specific, but in this area.
That
Then the
soft
next one
area.
is, yeah, then it's under the arm. Mostly for women, it's the bra strap. Okay, so we're tapping under the arm, and then we end off with the top of the head. Just a gentle tapping with the entire hand on the top of the head.
I was going to ask you, what pressure do you use?
You don't have to look. I'll tell you an incident that happened to me once. I was really triggered one day, very, very angry about something. And I went into the room and I just started tapping on this anger that I was feeling.
Okay.
But when you're angry, you need to really feel it and express it. So I was really tapping hard. I'm really
Oh,
angry right now. I'm
oh,
seriously angry. Okay.
okay.
In order to bring it down, which it eventually did. That's what's so amazing about it. But generally, you can just simply tap gently. It doesn't have
Okay.
to be hard. And then you
Okay.
just breathe. Some people don't like the experience. that feeling, should I say, of tapping. So even then, you can just hold pressure. So you
Wow.
hold pressure, all
Awesome.
right? Hold pressure and breathe, or just say whatever it is that you need to say. It's as simple as that.
Love that. Okay. So don't hurt yourself.
No, don't hurt yourself. And if the ladies have long nails as well, just be
Right?
aware of that. So you're not tapping with your nails. You lose
Sure.
the soft point, the soft part of the tip of your hand, and that's what you're going to tap with.
Okay. And
Okay.
then before you get into the script and that, I have seen that people, okay, so does it matter if you go left side or right side? And I've
No,
also seen people use both. So if you can just explain to people like what they could use.
it's
Is there
almost
right
like,
or wrong?
yeah, look, it's almost like this feeling where you want to create balance in your
Mm-hmm.
body. So a lot of people will do that, tapping
Okay.
together there. And then obviously when you come to here, it's one hand or the other hand there.
Okay.
Here you can do together. Here it's just one and then one. It really is individual. So
Okay.
whatever
Awesome.
works for you is perfect.
Yes. Okay. Because people can get in their heads about that, the perfectionism about, am I doing it right? Like, have I found the right spot?
Yeah.
That's also a big thing that comes up.
Not really,
Okay.
because I mean it's the meridians that run throughout our bodies. So you tapping on the acupressure points within those meridians. So there are many other tapping points, but this is the basic tapping sequence. But
Okay.
otherwise, I mean, I could show you something where you just use your fingers. So you don't want to be sitting in the office and all of a sudden you have this emotional intensity and you need to tap on it. But there's a whole lot of people in your office
Yeah.
and you don't
And then
want to
you
sit
start
there
going
doing
monkey.
this because they're
Yeah.
going to think you look like a monkey. So
Yes.
what you could do is under your desk is you could just start tapping on the sides of your fingers like this. So you start with the
Awesome.
thumb, and not only that, you can even just hold your fingers because while you're doing that, you're also putting pressure on those acupressure points, which is stimulating the energy flow within your body.
So interesting. I love it.
Mm.
Okay, so if you're ready, if you want to get into a script to show people like a 5 minute something or less, let's go.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So we're just going to do a mini script. I'm going to show you one round of a mini script around stress and anxiety, which is something that anybody can do at any time.
Every
So we
person
start.
on the planet.
So what I'll do, I just want to explain to you as well. When you start on the side of the hand, you start tapping on the issue. So you have that
Okay.
issue, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling anxious,
Okay.
but then you change it up and you change it to a bit of a positive. It's almost like you're tricking your brain. Yes,
Okay.
I'm feeling this emotion right now, but actually I can choose to feel another way.
Love it.
Okay.
Okay. Love
So that's what we start with the setup. So
it. Right.
just repeat after me. Even though
Even though
I'm feeling all the stress in my body
I'm feeling all the stress in my body
right here, right now,
right here, right now,
I accept how I feel
I accept how I feel.
and I
That's
am
powerful.
okay.
And I'm okay.
Then we go to the eyebrow point. Okay. All the stress and anxiety in my body,
All the stress and anxiety in my body,
side of the eye, all the stress and energy I am carrying and holding,
all the stress and energy I'm carrying and holding,
we go under the eye, all this racing in my head,
all this racing in my head,
under the nose, all this anxiety in my nervous system,
all the anxiety in my nervous system,
under the mouth. I am just going to honor it.
I'm just going to honor it.
Take a nice deep breath in and out. on the collarbone. I give my body permission to relax.
I give my body permission to relax.
Go under the arm. I give my mind permission to relax.
I give my mind permission to relax.
Go to the top of the head. Breathing in calm.
Breathing in calm.
And breathing out tension.
And breathing out tension.
I am okay.
I am okay.
When you stop tapping, take a nice deep breath in and out.
I can definitely feel a tingling sensation. It's energy is activated. I can feel, I don't know if there's more blood flow, but there's definitely an energy activation there.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yes, when you have that gentle conversation with yourself while you're tapping.
Yes.
You relax more. And as you're tapping, you're activating those blockages in your meridians and then allowing the cortisol levels to lower. Because most of us are high stress. Most of us are sitting in high cortisol levels. And the idea with the tapping is to lower the cortisol levels.
So how many rounds of that would you do? Is there a specific amount?
Yeah, you do as many as you feel you need to. One round can be enough. But if you feel like you're not really getting there, then you just continue to do it. And I always say to my clients, when they go home and they tap, there is no set wording around it. It's
I was going to ask you.
Yes.
Fantastic.
As you feel in the moment, you just tap on that feeling. And if you're struggling to bring words to it, just tap and breathe. Tap.
Oh, fabulous.
And breathe.
Right. So you let go of all the perfection and the judgment and the, am I doing it right? That already calms my nervous system.
Yeah.
Just that. Okay, so that is really cool. So you don't have to go and work out specific scripts and specific ways. So it's you tapping on the issue, and then you start making yourself feel better, and then you end off by the outcome that you want. I'm feeling calm. I'm feeling better. That's awesome. And like you say, you can do this on any issue. Across the board.
If you really struggle to feel into your body around this, the other thing I do is you look at it on a scale from 1 to 10. So someone makes you angry. So you sit, well, where is this anger sitting on a scale from 1 to 10? Right now it's at a 10. So then you start tapping. And then after a few rounds of tapping on the anger, you ask yourself, okay, so where am I on the scale now? And that is an indication for you to know that you are now becoming calmer and releasing the intensity of that anger. And the idea is to come down to at least a 2.
Sure. Right. Okay. That's fantastic, because I feel like if you are in that state, you'll show up differently towards that person. And then because of that energy exchange, they're going to react to you differently. And then you just shift everything. That's awesome. Yeah. I love that so much.
The power of energy is amazing. Absolutely.
No, 100%. No, absolutely. It's just, it's beautiful. And I honestly geek out on it. I can't learn enough. Because the more you learn, the more you realize I actually know nothing. There's so much more, right? It's so beautiful. Okay, so Karen, tell us where, if anyone is interested in taking this further, even working with you, where can they get hold of you? How can they get into your world and just be with you in this beautiful space of healing and all the things?
So I do one-to-one sessions with people, and I'm based in Bedford View. So people can actually come here to me, or I do online sessions. I also am working on doing workshops based on the Louise Hay philosophies, which includes the tapping. So
Yeah.
that is in its beginning stages. My business Soul, which is body mind relearning, I'm yet to put onto social media at the moment. But I do have an Instagram page called emotional_intelligence_coach, which people can
Love it.
go to. Where I'm not, I don't do tapping in that Instagram page, but I'm always putting out positive messages for people,
But they
just
can get hold of you through that, right? They can go into your Instagram. We'll
absolutely.
drop all the details below, so don't worry about remembering anything. It's in the description box below. Yes, so they can send a pop a message to you through Instagram. Is that the easiest? Okay.
Instagram or my email, which is biosoulrelearning@gmail.com.
Okay, 100%. I also want to tell everyone, like really exciting, Karen is offering a 30-minute free session for anybody watching this interview with her. So really go ahead, get hold of her via email or Instagram DM and tell her, I saw you on Intuitive Flow with Yvette. And you can get a free minute session. Karen is going to help you even uncover blocks that you didn't know you had, emotional attachment to those blocks that creates the patterns in your life. And once you start unraveling that, just endless possibility comes from that. So Karen is going to guide you through that. She can even put a little script together for you as you start working, and just see how fantastic that is. So thank you so much for that wonderful gift. I'm sure everyone is going to jump onto that.
Yeah. The
It's
other thing I
absolutely
also
wonderful.
wanted to, yeah, sorry, Yvette,
Yes,
is
no
I've
worries.
recently written an article as well. It's coming out at the beginning of July. It's a magazine called The Child of the Universe. It's an online magazine.
Ooh,
Yes. So, and they target the magazine targets the Montessori schools and then some independent and private schools. So yes, that is tapping for kids, by the way.
oh,
So
I
I've
love
written
that.
that article.
Okay, so I'll definitely update with those links as
Mm,
well as soon as you've got that, because I can imagine it's an online article, right? We
yes.
absolutely need to drop those links. That is going to be fantastic. I do believe that if we can teach kids from a young age how to just
Yes.
calm a nervous system
Yeah.
by any modality, I think that is just absolute
It's
gold.
really key. To be able to bring this tapping into schools for me would be absolutely amazing.
That is
Yeah.
incredible. Go for it. That is your biggest goal. Go for it. I want to see you in schools. Listen, so before I say goodbye, I just want to ask you if you could give that Karen, that young Karen that had such anger issues and flare-ups, one piece of advice, because you are her future self right now, right? And you can go back and just talk to and give her advice. What would that be? Knowing what you know today and where you are today, and knowing the anger and the confusion and frustration and all the things that go with that, what she was going through. What advice would you give her?
I think the biggest thing for me is to give my inner child the message that she is so loved, that she is
Yes,
safe, and
yes.
that the world is open for you in everything, whatever you choose to do in life. Just never stop learning, never stop growing, and just get to a place where you have complete understanding of who you are, because you're
Oh,
worth it. You're
beautiful.
so worth it. If you're good enough, you're worth it. You are an amazing human being. Believe that. You were born
Yes.
that, so believe it.
See that. Yeah. See it for yourself first before you want
Mm,
outside validation.
yeah.
I love that so much. Oh, my angel, thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for taking the time to just come and shed so much beautiful light on every soul that you touch. Thank you for doing this incredible work in the world, healing one soul at a time. I love that.
Yeah,
Thank you so,
absolutely. And
so
thank
much.
you too for all that you do. I think it's
You so
amazing.
Thank you, my love. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful week ahead, and enjoy all the people reaching out to you. I think that is
Yes.
going to be absolutely fantastic. And keep us updated on getting into schools and those little people, and
Absolutely. Yeah.
how you've changed their lives. Oh,
I
thank
will
you
do.
so much.
Thank you so much, Yvette.
We'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye, Judy.